Time to bring in Pat Pagano. And Pat,
Yeah.
your forecast was very, very good. Here's what happened here. At my house, anyways, we got a very quick 5 to 7 inches, okay? Very quick. I mean, boom, 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 boom. And then prolonged period of sleet, which knocked it down to about 4 or 5 inches at my house. I think it's turning back to light snow right now. But, and the roads, by the way, were just, even the crews were out hard, but it's such a slushy, deep, wet snow. Even the main roads were not really cleared this morning. So it was a hell of a way to start winter. But I heard some from my friends in the Hudson Valley. I heard some horror stories, absolute horror stories, where they got like 9 inches of snow in like 2 hours.
Yeah. Ever hear of a place called Mount Hope?
Yeah.
That's in, let me see, it's Orange County.
Yeah.
18 inches.
Yeah.
18 inches. And that always happens in storms like this. You always get local amounts that are, bizarre, and they get the golden snow shovel award. But yeah, for the most part, it behaved very well. In the city, New York City didn't do as well. We were thinking about 4 there. They got 6. And that was the biggest snowstorm ever in November for New York City. So it was a record. And the storm is now moving across Long Island and move up through New England. And we're in the backlash. As you said, it's turning to snow now. We had some mixed precip. We'll have snow. We'll probably pick up another inch or so.
I was going to ask you that because we just got an update on the emergency alert system.
Right.
And the National Weather Service said could possibly pick up another inch to two, depending on where you are. Might be some heavy snow for a little bit, but then that's about it. So that's accurate.
That is accurate. It should all be out of here, from what I can tell right now, by lunchtime, and then it'll begin to clear, but not until later today. The wind will pick up. With that will also mean the temperature's getting up to about 45. Tonight it will clear upper 20s. Your Saturday, sun and clouds 45 to 50. Some sun on Sunday, 35 to 40. Your Monday, we start with a little bit of early light snow, then some sun in the mid 40s. Right now for Tuesday, which is your trip to the city, it looks fine.
All right, that light snow, going to be any accumulation, like an inch or so or something like that?
I would say under that, maybe just a dusting.
All right, so now, are there any storms that you see on your maps in the future?
I have to tell you, the American GFS has a storm going off the southeast coast Thanksgiving weekend, and they keep it off the coast. That I have a question mark on. The Canadian model is taking a storm and bringing it right toward us in the form of rain for Thanksgiving weekend. But no one at this point right now is threatening Thanksgiving Day.
All right, well, that's good.
Yeah, so that will, you know as well as I do. To worry about a storm a week away is ridiculous. But we did call this one, if you recall, last Friday we were talking about Gavin Costello and the whole bit. And I said, the European model was so disappointing yesterday. That's all I could tell you. I waited for the afternoon run to come out in the European model to see if I had to adjust any of the snow amounts that I had predicted, because basically it hadn't started snowing yet when the model came out. So I said, let's see what the model should have a great handle on it because it's only a few hours away from the snowstorm. And I look at it, and for New York City, it's had 1.5 inches of snow. And I'm scratching my head and I'm saying, 1.5 inches going over to rain and sleet? They're not expecting much at all there. Then I looked at it for our region, calling for about 3 inches. And I said, you know what? I am not going to change anything because I think this model's out to lunch. And P.S., out to lunch it was. 1.5 inches for New York City, and they got 6. That is not even close.
No.
So I don't know what the problem is.
How'd you do where you are?
We did okay. I got, I would say, maybe 6.5 inches in the lower Hudson Valley.
Did you get much sleet to knock it down?
Hardly got any sleet at all.
Yeah, see, we got prolonged sleet, which knocked it down, which made it tougher to clean on the roads for the road crews.
Absolutely, yeah. And right now I'm at 35.
And
And that's the warmest temperature I've been since yesterday.
we're back down to 32. We're back down to
See?
32
Yeah.
here.
Yep. And of course, the wind is picking up behind the storm right now. But very busy day yesterday. I can't tell you the call. It kills me because we have, ladies and gentlemen, we have snow removal people that are that contract with the three major airports. And when I put out first of all, last week, I sent them all a memo. And I said, I hope your equipment and everything is up and ready because by the end of the following week, meaning this week, I said there could be a winter storm. So I gave them over a week notice that this is coming. So on their form yesterday, I said snow mixing with sleet, starting sometime between 12 and 2 in the afternoon. This is from the New York area. And I said the first 2 inches by 4 o'clock. So the guy calls me this morning from Newark, and he says, could you tell me when Newark got their first inch? I said, Newark got their first inch at 3. He said, oh. I said, why? He said, we're going to get nailed for that. I said, why is that? I said, it was in the forecast. He said, well, we couldn't get anybody in time.
What?
You couldn't get anybody. He said, because the snow came down so heavy, all the people who have to push, the plows, they were late. Well, first of all, if I'm giving you a start time between 12 and 2 p.m., don't you think those men should have been in before 12?
Yeah. That's nuts.
I said, I don't know what to tell you. I said, I don't know what to tell you. I said, I also told your boss that, a veil of snow was going to come in and drop 1 to 2 inches of snow per hour. I said, and I told him he had to be ready by 3 o'clock, for that. So he didn't know what to say. His name is Chris, but he didn't know what to say. But you know what? It's the way you perceive the information. I gave him the information. If you perceived it wrong, don't blame me. He wasn't blaming me. He said that they couldn't get the guys in on time.
Yeah,
because of the weather.
If you're an employee and it's going to snow and it's going to, you get in there.
Especially if I give you a start time between 12 and 2, you make sure you're in there before 12.
Don't you remember one of my favorite old commercials, the Volkswagen commercial? Do you remember that commercial?
No.
It starts off, it's in black and white, it's so old. It starts off with just a black screen with the white letters. How do the men who drive the plows get to the plow? All right? It starts off with that. And then you see this garage door opening. It's snowing, and there's this garage door opening. And you see then they had these feet walking through the snow, going into the garage. Then you hear a car starting up. And the car comes out of the garage, and it's a Volkswagen. and then it was driving through the snow.
I'll tell you that. Yeah, that's a great commercial. And I'll tell you, 4 o'clock this morning, 4 a.m. Shirley starts barking hysterical. I said, "Oh, I bet you I know why." I took a look outside. There's our plow trucks. Our gardeners do the plowing in the wintertime. And 4 a.m. they were there. They were plowing my driveway and everything. Well, I have to tell you that, Marshall. Just for that alone, moving up here was worth it.
Well, I have to give my plow guys. I got two. I got Joey, who does my house, and Kindred, who does the station. Joey got to the house, and he even cleans off my car. Now, I can get out because I got the Jeep now, so even if the town comes by and puts a big thing, I can get through that. But Joey was there. He shoveled the walk, had the car all cleaned off and stuff. Came at, like I said, 4 o'clock so I could get out of the house. I get to the station, and we have the problem of when it snowed like this, our satellite dish, it can't have more than an inch of snow on it. So Kindred, starting at midnight when we carry classical music, every hour or two they come out, they clean the satellite dish off. And I came in this morning, and the parking lot's plowed and cleared, the ramp's done. Two great guys, Joey and Quentin. Thank you very much. They're always there. Because it's real for you and I. It's important. I have to get to work. I have to get to work, and the station has to be on the air. So.
Right, exactly. And there's no if, buts, or ands about it. Right, exactly. So. That's how it has to go. And I think it's great because the streets, like you said, are not the greatest out here. But at least I can get out of my driveway.
Well, I give the plow guys credit, but I mean this is just a real tough time on the Route 44, the US 44. It
Yeah.
was like it never snowed at all. They had
Well,
it perfect. But
Marshall, I think a lot of people, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think a lot of people were doubting weather forecasters. I think a lot of people didn't think this was going to come to pass.
well, it came to pass.
And Marshall won the snow contest for 2018.
Amazing. That's all I can say. It's amazing.
Right on the date.
Amazing. I'm
Good for you,
amazing.
Marshall. Well,
Pat,
you have a fine weekend.
you too, and I'll speak to you on Monday.
All right, sounds good, Marshall.
Take care, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Pat Pagano this morning in the Weather Center with a check on our tri-state forecast.